Welcome to this week's edition of the Week in Triathlon. Let's roll that intro and get stuck into this week's news.
CoachEver.net.
This week is likely to be a super short edition of the Week in Triathlon simply because there are only 3 stories that I'm going to be reporting on, and 2 of them are fairly intertwined. First up is Olympic and 2-time World champion Gwen Jorgensen has confirmed that she's pregnant and expecting her first child in August of 2017. And she's also confirmed that she will be most definitely not backing down from her aspirations of defending her Olympic title come 2020 in Tokyo. So that's the story from the Gwen Jorgensen side. She's expecting her first child in August, and she's expecting to be right back in the thick of contention, qualifying for and competing to defend her gold medal in Tokyo 2020. Next up is a doping violation story coming from the world of Ironman, and that is that Beth Gertz and Lauren Barnett have both tested positive for a banned substance, and they both tested positive in June of last year. And the substance that they test positive for is a substance called ostarine, and it's a stimulant. And both American athletes denied any wrongdoing whatsoever, and what's more, they went and tested all the supplements that they were taking, couldn't find any ostarine in any of those supplements. They then went and tested everything that was available on course at Ironman Australia, which is where they tested positive, and found that the energy drink supplied by the organizers put onto the run course was contaminated with ostarine, and that's how the ostarine got into their system. So as a result of that, they appealed their standard 2-year doping ban, and they got their doping sentence reduced down to only 6 months. Now, bearing in mind, these two ingested a sports drink, an energy drink that was available to all the competitors out on the run course, and they just happened to be the unlucky 2 that got randomly selected for doping tests after the event, and they tested positive. Rest assured that any age grouper that would have been tested positive at that same event would have tested positive for ostarine, because it was a contaminant in an energy drink supplied by the race organizers. So keeping that in mind, that these 2 athletes drank an energy drink supplied by the race organizers and tested positive as a result of it, and received a 6-month ban. Now we move on to my final story, but keep the 6-month ban in mind that we've just been discussing. And finally, our final story of the day involves a Russian Ironman triathlete by the name of Roman Paramonov. And what Roman Paramonov has done, and I mean, this final story is something that really angers me so much. What Roman Paramonov has done is he's beaten up his ex-wife, the mother of his 3 children. And what's more, it was done in a public place in full view of everybody. It was in the center area in the middle of an athletics track where they were training, and he beat his wife up horrendously. She landed up in hospital, broken nose, broken facial bones, as well as needing to be kept for observation because of a severe head injury. And what does the World Triathlon Corporation do? Well, obviously a story like this is bad publicity for them. So Roman Paramonov has been banned for 1 race. That's right, Ironman 70.3 Geelong this coming weekend will not see Roman competing. His ban was announced this past Wednesday, so he's effectively getting a 5-day ban for putting his ex-wife into hospital because he's beaten her up so badly. But so you think, well, I mean, assault like that, domestic violence, an assault that serious, would obviously be carrying certain legal ramifications. Well, Roman is Russian, and thanks to Vladimir Putin, the laws relating to domestic violence have been changed just recently. And so that means that even though this is the second time in less than a year, in less than 12 months, that Roman has put his ex-wife into hospital because he's so violently assaulted her, nothing will be done, because in Russia, domestic violence is a civil matter and not a criminal matter. Domestic violence only becomes a criminal matter if the victim is killed. Go figure. So which means that the only effective sanction that Roman would be able to feel would be, for instance, having his pro card confiscated by Ironman and really hitting him where it hurts, and that is in the line of his earnings as a pro triathlete. But what does Ironman Corporation do? No, 5 days is enough of a sanction for you. Then you can get right back out there and keep on racing, and that way, because the sanction's only 5 days, he doesn't lose any of his endorsement deals whatsoever. Go figure. So on the one side, you've got 2 female athletes drinking an energy drink that's available on course at Ironman Australia, and they're banned for 6 months. You've got this Russian athlete beats up his ex-wife, beats up the mother of his 3 children. She's in hospital with a head injury. We're not too sure at the moment what the severity of that head injury is, and he gets a 5-day ban. I know when it comes to the between right and wrong, there's a line in the sand, but when you look at these 2 cases, even though they're not the same, the line in the sand between right and wrong here and crime versus punishment seems to be really, really seriously out of whack. That's my take on the matter, but this isn't just me talking to you, it's a conversation. So post your comments, questions, criticisms in that comment section down below. Don't forget to like and share this video out amongst your friends. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button that's down there. And last but by no means least, until the 2 of us meet again, stay carved up for the win. See you next time. Cheers.